Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new Paradigm Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Last 2 years, Max Homa has been a guy with an expanding game, guy with a sense of humor, cleverly on display on social media. Tonight, he's something more. He is now legitimately one of the best players in the sport, a cold-blooded closer in the current undisputed king of California. Comes from 5 back with a scintillating 6 under 66 to win the Farmers Insurance Open. Rare Saturday finish so as to not bump heads with the NFL and its big conference championship games. That is a 4th win in the state of California, and he has done the Riviera Torrey Pines double, which not even Tiger Woods did. Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, Tom Watson, and Johnny Miller, Craig Stadler did those 2 pretty famous Southern California golf courses. Rich Lerner alongside Brandel Chambly. Max Homa is someone to be reckoned with right now, isn't he?
I don't know. Would you say is he a better golfer or a better tweeter?
I'd say now he's a better golfer, and he's world class on social media. There's no question.
He's the best. Look, I mean, you follow all sports, certainly more than I do, but I don't know of another athlete who works their way through social media, the cesspool of social media, better than he does.
What do you mean by that when you say better? I mean, I know it's funny, and as I mentioned, it's clever.
It's clever. And look, when I look at social media, I've said if I was a professional athlete today, I don't know I would be on it because there's so much negativity.
Yeah.
The algorithms of social media, they love discord, they love bullying, and they reward it. And so, you know, here he is, just a bright light in an otherwise very dark world. And if you can get it, I always say there's a social media angst that players have. They have a little chip on their shoulder because if you go on social media, there's always going to be somebody on there. I don't care how good a golfer they are. There's going to be somebody on there criticizing them, abusing them, you know, insulting them, and they'll think that's reality. So he goes on there and he's playful.
He really is.
He has a great time with it. Now, he's become one of the most clutch golfers in the game, step by step by step.
I'll get to that in a second. I just want to add on to what you said about social media. He sort of made his bones on Twitter by roasting average Joes and Janes. They would send him his golf swing, and he would pick it apart. It was sort of like a golfing gong show. Fun. And that's how he sort of rose to fame on that platform. It's difficult to do snark, which and to troll occasionally, which I think, that generation demands that if you're going to get a following. You have to be a little snarky in a clever way. He manages to do that, and I'll give you an example in a second, without coming across like a total jerk. So like this week, as a good example, Brandel, I think it was after his first round, he said, nice round out there today, 5 birdies, 1 bogey, no subpoenas, which I'm sure resonated with you.
It's referencing how it's raining subpoenas in the world as Patrick Reed and his lawyer are just sending them out to anybody.
Right.
He's good-humored about it. I think that's it. So when you say snark, it's like I think everybody on the receiving end of his tweets understands it's done with good humor.
It's a talent to be funny and clever without offending, and he's able to do that. Now to the golf. What's the common thread now in the 6 wins in his career, Brandel?
The common thread is he doesn't flinch. You know, I used to say we had a guy on my college team by the name of Mark Brooks who went on to win 8 times in a major championship, and I used to say about Mark that, he wasn't the longest hitter, he wasn't the best driver, wasn't the best iron player, but I never, ever saw him choke. Never.
Wow.
So in the entire junior career, growing up, amateur golf, college golf, when he had a moment, he owned it. Now, Mark would argue with me that he choked, and you're crazy, of course I choked. I was like, maybe he did, I just never saw it. So here is Max Homa, who has turned himself into a heck of a player, 120-mile-an-hour club head speed, doesn't look like it, great driver, great iron player, good around the greens, great on the greens, and great in the moment. So every time I see him now with a chance to win, there's 3, 4, 5 moments where you think, okay, this would be an easy putt to miss. Tiger was so dependable. It's rare when an athlete comes along who's very dependable in clutch moments, and anybody can do it once, 1 week, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 in their career, but every single one of his wins, including what he did at the President's Cup, have had these monumental moments. I mean, find me a bigger moment than Fortinet to start the 2023 season. Last hole, He's left of the green. It's a must-make chip in. Must make. Danny Willett's in there 3 feet. He has to chip it in. He chips it in just like Tiger Woods in the 2001 World Cup. Then the next week at the President's Cup. Must make on Friday night to stay one up.
And what does Caddy say to him before the putt? Because I think the circumstance is fascinating.
They're terrific. And it was a great caddy player moment because Max Homa with Billy Horschel playing against Corey Connors and Taylor Pendrith. Max had birdied 17 to put him one up. Right. Okay, they all hit good drives, and Max Homa hits a beautiful iron shot in about 15 feet. Taylor Pendrith just outside of him. As Max is lining up his putt, his caddy Joe Grinder comes over to him and whispers in his ear, "You want Taylor to make this because we want to make it on top of him." Taylor makes it,
chills,
and then Max Homa gets in there and buries it. So when you talk about, okay, maybe he doesn't yet have a major championship resume that is, superstar stuff, it's moments like that that predict bigger moments down the stretch.
How nicely is it lining up for Max with respect to the majors, and one in particular in 2023?
Well, there's two, I would say, that really line up for him. I know the one you're talking about is L.A. North. Yeah. Obviously, that's where he won the Pac-12 championship, obviously he played at Berkeley. But what he did at L.A. North was shoot 61 en route to winning the Pac-12 championship, the course record at L.A. North. The course has been around a long, long time, sneaking up on 100 years. But I also think Augusta National, because he predominantly plays a fade, and he's very comfortable cutting it off of hook lies. And that is an absolute must at Augusta National. You have to be able to cut it off hook lies. There are so many key shots there where you have the ball above your feet if you're a right-handed golfer, and you've got to be able to cut across it to hit the high cuts. And, of course, you need to be able to work it right to left every now and then off of the tee. He comfortably can do that as well. So I look the first, we go to the players, and then we go to the Masters. So I feel like inside, he's got to now think, I'm major championship material. He hasn't had a lot of success in him yet, but I think you'd have to be crazy not to think I could get one of these or two of these.
He told the writer Dylan DeChair of golf.com that his goal used to be get better every day. Now it's to become #1 in the world. It doesn't seem that preposterous. He's up from number 16 to 13 after the win. Quickly, Brando, Jon Rahm, though he was 2 shots back of Sam Ryder to start the final round at Torrey Pines, was the Vegas favorite going in. Played poorly. What happened?
Best driver of the golf ball in the world didn't drive it well. Double cross is a term that professional golfers use when they're expecting one shot shape and they get the opposite shot shape, and that will get you in trouble in a hurry because you're favoring heavily down one side of the fairway, and then you miss wide on that side of the fairway. He did it at the 5th, and it cost him a double bogey. He did it at the 7th, and it cost him a bogey. He did it at the 13th, and he didn't make birdie on the otherwise scoreable par 5.
Last thing. Farmers Insurance is not one of those 17 designated events. But my takeaway is it is still what it has long been. It's a great tournament. It's a good test of golf. We're not talking 30 under par to win it. A beautiful spot and a rich history. And Max Homa is now a part of that.
Yeah, look, I mean, the West Coast certainly starts out with some great views, but it's tough to top it for views, setting, atmosphere, all that. And I think the beefed up version of that golf course, I think it's a strong test for the best players in the world, and they're showing up there.
Max gets a week off. Jordan Spieth headlines the field at Pebble Beach. We'll see Max, the Waste Management Phoenix Open.